This comment from last year proves David is 100% guilty. So while people were digging into the David situation, they found this comment by a person named Robin River. At the time of recording, the comment is still up and I can 100% confirm it's real. If you read it, you can see that they knew about David messing around with girls that were not of age all the way back in 2024. Who this Robin person is and how they know this, I don't know, but I will investigate. I'm gonna reach out to them and update you guys if they get back with me.
The story of David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez was already shocking, but when the coroner stepped in, everything didn't get clearer. It got even darker. On September 8th, Hollywood Hills neighbors complained about a sickening stench coming from a parked Tesla with Texas plates. When police opened the car, they weren't just met with tragedy, they were met with horror. Inside the front trunk, they allegedly found dismembered remains wrapped in a bag. Those remains were confirmed to be 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who had already been reported missing multiple times throughout 2024. Here's where it turns downright eerie. The coroner's office didn't deliver a straight answer about what killed her. Instead, the official cause of death was marked deferred, a single word that flipped the whole narrative upside down. In high-profile cases like this, science is supposed to bring answers, but when even medical experts hesitate to commit, the silence becomes louder than the truth. In legal talk,
to evidence to a conviction waiting to happen. And
breaking news in the David case. It looks like David might have had accomplices. Why? Because a lot of interesting things have been uncovered in an investigative report. One of them is they interviewed the owner of the $20,000 a month house that David and his manager were renting, okay? And it seems that the owner is saying that nothing could have happened in the house without it being recorded.
Deferred basically acts like a shield, a code for allegedly keeping the truth off the record, for now, and that's exactly where the whispers started exploding. Because Celeste wasn't just found in his car, her name had allegedly been linked to encrypted files discovered on David's computer long before her body was found. Fans online claim those hidden folders carried her name multiple times, time-stamped around the same month she vanished. And now, according to reports, the coroner's timeline allegedly suggests her body's decomposition didn't line up with her last reported sighting. Files, timelines, and a body hidden in his car. All these contradictions collide into a storm of speculation and messy theories that people can't stop talking about. And it only gets darker. Police seized electronics from David's Hollywood Hills home that same week, and alarms at his Houston property reportedly tied to his Petals to Thorns trust were triggered, sparking wild rumors of evidence being removed before investigators arrived. Detectives even quietly admitted to certain outlets that dismemberment usually signals a personal connection between victim and suspect. That single detail lit up social media like wildfire. While all this chaos swirls, fans can't ignore the haunting music connections either. One of David's unreleased files, allegedly titled Celeste Demo Un Fin, leaked online, and his biggest hit, Romantic Homicide, already carries the chilling lyric, "In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it." With the coroner refusing to pin down exactly how Celeste died, those words don't feel like art anymore. They feel like a confession hiding in plain sight. And here's where it gets downright surreal. The coroner's job was supposed to close this case. Instead, their deferred verdict blew it wide open, allegedly. The only thing we know for sure is that the truth is buried somewhere in files, silence, and now inside the autopsy report itself. But the strangest twist of all, the most important witness in Celeste Rivas Hernandez's death might not even be a person. It might be the car. Police pulled her remains from a 2023 Tesla Model Y tied to David, and experts are saying that car could be holding a digital diary of what really happened. Teslas don't just drive, they watch. With 8 cameras, endless sensors, and a system called Sentry Mode that allegedly records everything while parked and locked, it's like a rolling surveillance station. If that mode was active, then somewhere inside that Tesla could be footage of who opened the doors, who popped the trunk, and maybe even who placed that bag inside. That Tesla isn't just a crime scene, it's leverage. If footage from the car shows another person opening the trunk, touching the doors, or even helping with a cleanup, police could use that to turn an accomplice into a witness. One trade, one flip, and suddenly the entire case cracks wide open. Now stack that possibility on top of everything else: the encrypted files, the broken timeline, the coroner's deferred verdict. If Tesla's cameras really caught something nobody was supposed to see, then all the carefully polished spins from friends and family collapse. No more soft-spoken shy image, no more mystery, just receipts, pixel by pixel, cold and undeniable. But here's the catch. So far, no one knows if the footage actually exists. When police raided David's Hollywood Hills home, they took electronics and searched for blood evidence, but no official word has come out about what they pulled from the Tesla itself. That silence has fans buzzing. If no video ever surfaces, does that mean Sentry Mode was off, or worse, deleted? Either way, it looks damning. In this case, the most powerful witness can't talk, it can only play back. And if that playback shows the wrong face, then Celeste's death shifts instantly, from tragedy to hard evidence, from mystery to a conviction waiting to happen. Now, the timeline of Celeste's life and the timeline of her death is where the contradictions start eating at the story. Nothing lines up clean, and every new detail makes the gaps wider. Take the missing person reports. Celeste was listed missing at least 3 times in 2024. The final report came in April, months before her body was found in September. Each time before, she eventually came back, until the last time, when she didn't. But here's the part that unsettles people most. Teachers testified that Celeste had told classmates she'd been talking to David online since she was 13. She allegedly bragged about running away to meet him, even saying she'd already been found with him once in Hollywood. That suggests their connection wasn't sudden or random. It stretched back years. Then came the Discord trail. Screenshots floating online appear to show Celeste chatting with David as far back as 2022, when she would have been barely a teenager. Moderators who saw those conversations allegedly assumed she was older, 18 or 19, because of how she presented herself. But if those screenshots are authentic, that would mean David was talking to her when she was still a child. Fast forward to January 2024, and things get even stranger. A live stream clip allegedly surfaces showing David and Celeste together at a time when she was still in middle school. Fans have dissected that clip endlessly, pointing out how comfortable they looked around each other. Pair that with teacher testimony, and the image of a long-running secret connection becomes hard to deny. And then, add in the coroner's report. Medical examiners allegedly noted that her state of decomposition didn't perfectly match the official disappearance dates. That detail alone stretches the gaps in the story even wider, leaving people to ask the same chilling question: what really happened in those missing months? So while her family was filing missing person reports, her name was allegedly showing up in hidden folders on David's computer. To fans, that's not coincidence. It looks like a breadcrumb trail leading straight to him. On paper, here's the contradiction. Celeste was officially missing. Friends and live streams allegedly showed her with David. And now, the coroner's science says her decomposition timeline doesn't fully match the official dates. 3 versions of the truth, and not a single one lines up. When people don't get answers, they start connecting dots. And the parallels between this case, his music, and even history are impossible to ignore. First, the music. Fans are pointing out how so many of David's songs and visuals now feel like giant red flags. His breakout hit Romantic Homicide carried the chilling lyric, "In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it." At the time, it read like overdramatic heartbreak, but with a body later found in his trunk, those same words feel like prophecy. Then came the unreleased track allegedly titled Celeste Demo Unfin, leaking after her death, and his bloodstained alter ego, Itty Tommy, a character he played on tour visuals, described as homicidal and unstable. To fans, that's not edgy art anymore. It looks like a confession hiding behind music. And then there was the TikTok moment. David once reshared a clip of himself chopping chicken with the caption, Me if I see her talk with other dudes. Back then, it was passed off as dark humor. Now, people are replaying it like evidence of a dangerous mindset. When you line that up with a coroner's deferred cause of death, it's hard not to wonder, was this art imitating life or life imitating art? But this case isn't happening in a vacuum. It's part of a long line of autopsies that raised more questions than answers. Kurt Cobain, officially suicide, but forensic notes about weapon position fueled decades of suspicion. Aaliyah, her autopsy confirmed death by impact, but later leaks claim she was sedated before boarding that doomed plane. Princess Diana, France called it an accident, yet British doctors raised questions about unseen internal injuries. Michael Jackson declared a homicide, but only after months of delay that fans said protected insiders. The common thread? The coroner's report didn't silence rumors, it ignited them. And now David's case is following the same pattern. Devil's advocate. A deferred ruling can be normal. It often just means toxicology isn't back yet. But in the gossip world, deferred doesn't mean pending. It means unspoken. It whispers that the truth is allegedly too ugly, too political, or too dangerous to put on paper. And that's why the coroner's report isn't killing the whispers, it's multiplying them. And the fallout, brutal. For David, this isn't just scandal, it's career collapse in real time. Just months ago, he was the soft-spoken TikTok star who blew up off romantic homicide and Here With Me. He had 3 million followers, magazine spreads, and fashion cosigns. Now, his tour dates are wiped, US and Europe canceled. His Grammy Museum slot, quietly pulled. A Hollister X Crocs campaign, scrubbed days after launch. Even Interscope under Universal put the brakes on the deluxe release of Withered. In this industry, silence from your own label means only one thing: you're toxic to touch. Meanwhile, Celeste's tragedy just keeps deepening. A young girl with fake IDs slipping into spaces she should never have been in, bragging to classmates about meeting David online, teachers saying the timing was all wrong. Her family, already crushed by grief, had to set up a GoFundMe just to cover her funeral costs. In their words, she was a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. And yet now her story is tangled in encrypted files, live stream clips, and an autopsy that says nothing. For the industry, this is a nightmare playbook. Rising stars are supposed to crash over messy tweets or reckless interviews, not dismembered bodies in their cars. Brands don't want smoke, sponsors don't want headlines, collaborators don't want guilt by association. And for the culture, the fallout is crystal clear. When the coroner refuses to commit, the public does it for them. On TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter, fans are piecing the puzzle together themselves. Every leak, every lyric, every tattoo becomes evidence in the court of gossip. So what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe to RippleFame for the next chapter in this twisted story.